Bob, keep talking to the people. They might never hear your voice again. Keep talking to them for a little while until you're cool, man.
Well, you see, the people have a voice inside of them that talk to them, That is the voice that these people must listen to. Because in everything you're going to do, there's a wrong way and a right way. And if you listen good, you will know the right way.
True.
Because there is a voice inside talking to everyone. Seeing?
True.
Seeing.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Oh no. Oh no.
Je m'appelle Eyoel Oustaz Adam.
NSA is about to get us, man.
Right. But I am on Bluetooth from Neptune. So, I got the Bluetooth piece in. And I thought we were in 2020, but I'm going to take it off. We are only in 2013.
We're not there yet, yeah.
Peace and blessings to all of y'all. Thank you for joining us tonight. I hope we have a good time and give the people something good.
Oh, hold up. Salam dit nachu dana nachu ene Eyoel na kana tega ratina balalo zare.
Hey.
Assalamu alaikum. Right.
Oh, yeah, nice. Wa alaikum salam, bros.
So I guess the first question I had when you guys introduced me to this whole idea, which is probably like a week ago, right? What is Burkina Faso and what are his chronicles or her chronicles? If you guys could take that.
Well, I guess we could start backwards, as in the chronicles. This is going to be over a period of time. So chronologically, this is going to be fleshed out. We started with a title that we thought could, carry the weight of, a few seasons here and there. And then I was also wondering that as well when we were coming up with it. Joe, you want to speak a little bit to...
Yeah, sure. So basically, Burkina Faso is a country in Africa. Currently, Zane's father is working there right now. Shout out Dr. Adam. And it's a key. It's a door. It's a doorway for Dr. Adam, for Zane's family, but also in a way it's a doorway for us here in Zane's basement. So if we're gonna be sitting here chilling, talking, rapping, giving y'all and you giving us your time, we thought we might as well go with something, keys open doors, you know what I'm saying? So we went with Burkina Faso, which also translates to the land of upright men. Shout out to Thomas Sankara. So
very rare.
That's the name of the podcast. But this is our first season. Season 1. Episode 1. Burkina Faso Chronicles. Season 1. Humans.
Nice. Wow. Humans. Here we go.
Right.
Hugh.
So one of the other most obvious questions that come up is, there's a lot of stuff out there. There's a lot of people talking. There's a lot of noise. And nowadays, more than ever, I'd say time is everybody's most valuable currency. So why should people invest time into... Like, I've known you guys for a while. You guys are great guys, interesting, funny, fun to listen to. So what can you offer to people that they would listen to this whenever you drop an episode or, a chronicle?
I think that's a great question, Robert. Time is of the essence, so I'm going to try to condense it. Well, for me, what I can promise the people is that I'm going to always start with self. If you can build from self out, then, hopefully if you're staying true, maybe not necessarily real, but if you're staying true, we're all humans. And so there are universal feelings and emotions and, observances that if we all, take notes, then we can share. And so these are sharings of facts, and, just trying to connect the dots. So if people are listening to the show or the podcast.
Thank you if you are. That's
thank
so
you so
sick.
much. Yeah, definitely.
Shout
if
out
y'all
to
are
the
listening.
2 people listening. I love you.
We're going to try to, take left, right, front, back, up, down. We're going to try to give people some of the cardinal directions, go through it just so there's a compass through
Left,
space
down,
and time.
Right, back up.
You know what I'm saying? So we're going to flip it, grill it, and hopefully give the people a path on which they can decide to follow as we go through this thing called space and time.
Also with sharing, Zane hit on sharing, like that's the word for this, Bob. Like
Sharing.
Yeah, sharing, because
This episode or the whole?
I mean, just why the idea of like where this came from.
Okay.
Because we live in a very open society now, as far as not just social media, but even I feel like people focus in on social media and stuff, but social media is also changing how we exchange and interact with each other in person. So it's just changing human interaction in general. So when we're sitting here, and Zane and I are big on social media, Twitter, Facebook, always posting, always active.
Everything.
There's something that's amiss from social media, and that's the face-to-face aspect, or even voice-to-voice aspect. If you're reading my tweet, it's still not all the way me.
140 characters.
It's 140, and it's not even me. It's your brain. You're the one reading my tweet, and you're saying it to yourself. In this way, like when we were coming up with this, one of the things I had in mind was to give the people a voice to something that they might find interesting. Like, and this is not to, because I love Twitter, I love Facebook, I love people's Twitters and I love people's Facebooks. I'm not saying I'm the only one on Twitter that people will listen to or enjoy their page. I might be the first that thought, fuck it, I'll rather just say it out loud onto this fucking mic. But you know what I'm saying? Like, that's where it came from.
Let's expand upon this really quickly too. Joel does bring up a good point. Social media is huge these days, but it's also, it does narrow the people's focus as well. So one thing that I think we're trying to do is, add dimensions. And, there's 1, 2, 3, 4.
I think they're like 13
5,
or something like that.
13 something. We'll get into that, but we're just trying to become multidimensional. We're trying to expand. We're trying to break through the glass ceiling. Shout out to Catching Fire if y'all haven't seen that yet. Katniss shoots right through the top of the dome. We trying to, we're trying to. Oh, true. But we are. This is how I always started. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Shout out to people who read the books as well. But. There's that blue sky, but there's something beyond that. If you look at what the satellites show us and things like that, there's the dark, the void, all that kind of stuff. So we're trying to get past that blue glass ceiling, you know what I'm saying? So adding that next dimension where it's less dense.
I like that. I like especially with Joel, what you were saying about like people reading your tweets. A lot of the times, social media, we're so connected. But a lot of that is us projecting our own images onto other people to like fit our own model of how we see things. So I like the idea of this. I do. The other thing though is time. Not only like as a valuable currency, but how can you guys craft this in a way where it's gonna be edible, so it's not too big, but it's still gonna be deep for people to.
Listening is one of the easiest, but one of also the most difficult exercises humans can do. But when you're listening with interest and actively listening, it's like one of the things you can easily do, as in like you can do it while doing anything.
Definitely. Nah, I mean, we definitely are going to have to take some time and deliver a quality product as well. Peeling the onion, though, there's not enough time in the universe to deliver all the knowledge that is out there. But what we can try to do is drop some huck, some truth. Yeah. So truth can always pierce through many things, whether it's edible or not. So we'll try to, saute it to the point where it's, the palate can take it. You know what I'm saying? It's tasty, definitely.
So going into what you said, you call this a futuristic podcast. And you were talking with me a little bit before we started recording about what that meant. And if you could just like elaborate on that a little bit, what you were saying.
What I was talking to you about earlier was that, there's 6 media companies that are controlling 90% of the airwaves. We had to drop it. The oligopoly, it's an oligarchy of monopolies, corporations. That are,
Ronald McDonald.
Exactly. Ronald McDonald, Viacom, Disney, News Corp, dropping a few, So it's like back in the 1900s to let's say 1900 to 1950, I know there are at least 100 African American news outlets, that were out there. And then, it tapered off as corporate America got bigger and gained leverage. And, the necks were squeezed a little bit. And so what we're trying to do is bring the past into the future by, creating something that's, an expression, and it's coming from a black voice, and it's not anybody from that higher power structure that's telling us what we can and what we can't say. So futuristic in the sense that we're doing this as black men, we're trying to take it outside the box a little bit, and it's 2013.
And we're in the fucking future.
And we are definitely in the future.
It's 2014. It's 2015.
Next second is 3 in the future. Wow.
All of a sudden.
And that's if we're going by the, I forget what the calendar is called, but.
We're going to have like, you can edit this out, but we're going to have to definitely have adult podcast. Because I'm sitting here like, y'all don't even know. Seconds get swallowed onto seconds, and I realized that in moments of like clarity, like the deepest of clarities, like things like,
oh wow, tears of clarity,
like no, like oh my god, the gem.
We just went through a whole day. It's 11 p.m. right now. We're not gonna say what day it is.
I can't wait till it's like past the introductory phase, because where we're about to go together as the people on the radio or whatever on the podcast, and as y'all listening, is a good place. But this isn't it. We're just trying to. We're on the Launchpad right now.
Wow, definitely. We haven't even put
the
Bluetooth back in.
We're sitting here fucking explaining ourselves and shit. I feel like we might not even have to do this.
Probably,
but it
not.
had to be done.
You guys could probably just go. You could like edit this out, add me out, and just have like a 5-minute like sequence, and then jump right into whatever you want.
It's not gonna happen. We're gonna put this out, Bob. It has to happen.
No, yeah, you got to start somewhere.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah,
you have to start somewhere.
This is history.
Go ahead, Bob. What you got?
All right, so I want to talk a little bit about love. That's what I want to talk about real quick here.
Careful now.
I want to say something real quick. Someone hit me up. Someone special. She said, this is my mom actually. She said, Pablo Picasso said, the purpose of art is to wash the dust of daily lives off of our souls. You know what I'm saying? So here we are. We just making something special out of the mundane. Anybody can talk on the microphone, but we just try to do it. We had a long day, but we're blessed to be here.
It's Thursday.
It's Thursday.
It is Thursday.
Your souls are listening to our souls right now.
Your light is seeing our light.
It's a good day. We're all in a good mood.
Yo, do you ever think about how fast time travels? And then you ever think about how fast light travels?
Do we travel through time?
I think time is
Dude, it's like
let's not dissect time, because we might get
here.
Lost.
We are launching pad. We gotta take off soon.
Yeah.
We gotta take off soon.
That's true.
But they're Bob.
Wrap it up. Yeah. So you guys want to talk about motivation?
Yeah, I really wanted to.
You really want to talk about that? Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, that's especially really big in our society, like in America in general, has been built on motivation, kind of, motivating people to want more, to pursue more. And it's kind of built up into where we are today, where everyone's constantly, logged in, checking stuff on their phone while they're on their iPad, while they're watching TV, just motivated to do what they want to do or to provide what they want to provide. So do you guys think people can ever really be motivated, or is it all self-motivation? Or just elaborate on your feelings on it.
I just finished, actually yesterday was my last day in that class, but it was a leadership class. And a big part of leadership is motivation. And we had to fucking do all this lit review of different motherfuckers who thought different things about motivation. And basically for the term paper, I had to come up with what I thought about motivation.
Wow.
And I basically got lost in the mix, because if you've ever listened to Kanye West, Can't Tell Me Nothing.
And I have.
And you haven't gotten physically goosebumps and your adrenaline rushing, and if you're telling me that's not motivation to work out or go to the gym or be with your girl or whatever it is, just get if that's not motivation. But then also the literature talks about how that was always there. So how are you motivated? You just became you. You didn't change. You didn't You were the same person the very second before you got quote unquote motivated.
Oh, okay.
So I'm sitting here like, what do I think? And like, I feel like it's the cool thing to say like, oh, you can't get motivated. I feel like it's the cool thing to be like, but I swear, man, I'm just focusing on the music. Think about these professional athletes, the ones not on coke and HGH and whatever out on the field. There's some motherfuckers just naturally
killing them,
just animals,
drilling them. Mm-hmm.
But then I don't know. Sometimes somebody would be like, no, that's their physical specimen. They're 6'5", 340 pounds of muscle and fucking testosterone. That's what they do. And you're just like, no, there's lawyers that are that. Like, there's not really any lawyers that are. So I don't know. I just wanted to get y'all opinions. Because then this is a part, it kind of ties back to the Launchpad. You know, what's your motivation for this?
Yeah,
like it was always in me, man.
You're just out doing it now.
I'm doing it. We had a fucking mic. And plus, this idea about a podcast, this has been on and popping for a minute, like, for a while.
Oh, yeah, it definitely took some time.
We've had other schemes, like, we had a scheme about a book that might still be coming.
Oh.
But the book idea was sick.
Officially published, too.
Book ideas. But, so the mic was always here, and it was just like, let's just do, like, we didn't get motivated. We finally just did it. One day, like let's get the fucking mic back.
Is that starting point your motivation though? Like, is it something inside of you that sparked that, or something outside of you that motivates you?
I want to say no. I want to be like no. You know, time. People got more time on their hands. People had gained more experiences.
Yeah, you
so they
did.
Had more to speak
just
on.
to tell our listeners here, Joel actually just finished his first semester of grad school?
Yeah,
there you go. Yep, congrats. More time on his hands.
Thank you. That's what I'm saying. Like,
congratulations, Joel.
Thank you.
Definitely. Bravo.
I got A's in both classes.
Kudos.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah, motivation. I don't have too much to say about that. Motivation is like literally the instant where the match strikes the pad. You know, what comes after motivation though, which is probably still you have to be motivated to do, is dedication. You know what I'm saying? The match can be struck, but then you need that joint to stay lit in order to do many things. Like it's after you're motivated that sets people apart, you know? So what I want to say to that, introduce another quote. You already know I had to drop a little bit of Theodore El Padaro flowers.
Okay.
Because the creative process, every process is a process that takes part in the process of life.
Yeah, that's true.
So this thing that we got motivated to do.
Oh, you're talking about Jay Electronica?
That is that is exactly him. Yep, Jay Electronica.
What's his real name?
Theodore El Padaro Flowers.
That makes sense, yeah.
You know, Timothy.
From New Orleans.
From New Orleans, the 3rd Ward, Magnolia. But, but really, so this is an entire process, and if we want y'all's feedback, you know, if this was too long, if y'all thought that it was too short, let us know. You know, we would love some feedback, some two-way communication. But no, the process after the motivation, after the spark, we're trying to keep this going through however long, you know what I'm saying? And that takes time. It takes planning. We want to have some good quality podcasts for y'all. Different people, different themes, different dimensions. We might not even talk the whole time. We might have someone come in here and do something.
Spit a lecture.
Yeah,
no, for real though, this is actually yeah, this is everyone's show. This is not me and Zane's show. When this was me, Zane, and Bob's show today, you know, next week we might have a different guest. We might not, but we're always open if y'all ever want to jump in.
What if there was one book that each of y'all could recommend to the audience? What would you recommend?
I actually just finished one. It was recommended to me by Joel. Slaughterhouse 5. It's a great book. Great book. Has a lot to do with
who's the author?
Kurt Vonnegut.
Okay.
I don't know if I pronounced his name right. Vonnegut, yeah.
Same.
I would recommend Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell. 10,000 hours. Put in that work.
By the way, I read like 25 pages of Blink.
Oh, nice.
I didn't like it.
Oh wow! Well, I mean, it's in sequence.
Oh, another
It was given
one?
to me.
Books.
It was given to me by my friend Kelly. Hey Kelly, I know you gonna be listening. I did like it. I told you for the first 25.
You guys should read.
It's just not my thing, dog.
But
Brave
Outliers.
I haven't read Outliers, so I can't speak on it.
10,000 hours put in that work. Yoel?
I'm just gonna go with something I read. So my thing is I read a lot of fiction. So
Fiction's good. I like fiction.
I love fiction.
It's awesome.
But this semester I really haven't read one book that I chose to read. I just read for class.
Can I plug one? What do you think?
Yeah.
Brave New World. Brave New World's especially good to read nowadays.
True.
What's that about?
Brave New World is
Well, who's it by? Give us the author.
Aldous Huxley.
Okay.
I'm not sure if 1984, George Orwell's book. There's always a comparison between the two because Orwell said that oppression comes through force, like governments forcing you to do stuff and pressing you to do stuff. Huxley said that people could be coaxed into going along with it through pleasure, like by exposing masses to desensitization, basically free drugs, free sex, mandated orgies, things like that. Society was put into the boxes and the structures that they need to go in. And so, it's a good book to read.
Yeah,
it sounds like a crazy
dupe. It sounds like they got.
I haven't put myself in those places in so long because I realized that early on in our reading, like school-wise, motherfuckers put us in the motherfucking box. Like, what? They had us reading Animal Farm in like.
That's a good book.
That's a good book, but I wouldn't give it to my 13-year-old son to read. I'm being dead serious.
So what's your book? Book?
My book is Zaytoon by Zaytoon.
Zaytoon by Zaytoon. Hey.
It's actually it's a memoir by a man who's from Syria and he was living in New Orleans. During the Hurricane Katrina, he had a family there. He was married to a white woman who was also a Muslim, but they had a very successful business in New Orleans, known around the city, and great guy. And during Hurricane Katrina, his wife and his 3 kids went to Houston to stay with family members.
Wasn't there a documentary on Netflix about that too?
Maybe it was
probably. If y'all don't want to read, then y'all can check out the Netflix.
Well, I had read a description. It was in my instant queue for a while.
True.
I never,
Hey, but on that note,
so I would recommend that.
On that note,
it's not fiction either. Sean Toner
in the building. Everybody.
Sean, say what's up.
Hello, how's it going?
Oh, nice, proper. Weak. Sean, John, Michael Khan.
Sean, Gon, Ron, Pon, Son, Don, Ron.
One of the last paintings I'm gonna do dropping December 30th.
Look out for that. Nice.
Look out for that. Nice. But you know what I'm saying. But we moving on.
Oh, that's a plug.
That's a plug. We
might unplug that from the podcast.
No, we're gonna keep that.
I bet.
All right. Well, thank you for listening to the first episode of the Burkina Faso Chronicles, Season 1, Humans, Episode 1.
Time.